It's October, everyone! October is my favorite month because it has Halloween, my favorite holiday. I absolutely love Stage and Playful Land too, so I'm just so excited for this month. But before we get into the new cards and their details, let's quickly go over meta changes for this month. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, I make multiple tier lists since I think having only one is not comprehensive at all. And it's not super useful when it comes to exams where I think this sort of thing would be good for, So yeah, knowing top HP and attacking cards is interesting, and I do have those tier lists too because I think that's just kind of a fun, a little fun fact sort of thing. But that's not really gonna mean anything when you're trying to pick cards for exams, so I try to kind of fill that void. I rank every card on how well they fit my criteria and base my exams tier lists on that. This is how I rank the cards, and keep in mind some of these rankings are rarity specific since Magic 3 is a whole thing. S-rank cards are mono-element cards with advantages that are ready to go right off the bat. A-rank cards have the potential to be mono-element units, but you need to build them a little first. B-rank cards have one element disadvantage over the enemy, but for their other spell, it's either the same spell as the enemy or void. There's no disadvantage. C-rank cards are one of the following: same as enemy, void, enemy, or void. D-rank cards have one element disadvantage as a default, and then the either is the same element as enemies or void. But the spell 3 is viable, so these can be built to do exams, but they're going to need a lot of work. F-rank cards have advantage, disadvantage, and there's no spell 3 to make them more viable. X-rank cards have the same spell type as the enemy and then a disadvantage. These are cards I really don't recommend bringing into exams under any circumstance, but they may be your only option if you're just starting the game. So I figured I'd include them, although I don't think you should be bringing them into battle. Also, I don't include D through X ranking cards on my tier lists, but I do talk about rankings in my card analysis segments, so I want you to know what D through X mean. Starting off our tier list, the following haven't changed since last month. Flora top HP, Fire top HP, and Attack SRs, the Attack SSRs tier lists. So honestly, not too many tier lists have changed. For Flora top attack, Playful Kalim comes into the list at number 9, knocking Dorm Rook down a ranking. This is the second time in a row Rook has been knocked down in 2 months. F in the chat. For Fire HP, Birthday Bloom Jack enters the list at number 5, knocking down Dorm Trey, Lion Garb Leona. I don't remember how they localize that, but it's Tamashina. Oh right, they don't call Tamashina. Knocking down Cloud Calling Leona, Club Floyd, Dorm Apple, and Bloom Kate down a rank. Both water tier lists have changed. For HP, Bloom Jack once again knocks down several people. He enters the list at number 4, so Dorm Trey, Bloom Deuce, Birthday Jacket Vil, Club Floyd, Masquerade Malleus, and Birthday Boy Ortho have all been knocked down 1 rank. For attack, Playful Kalim enters the tier list at number 8. Dorm Rook and Apple Palm Apple are the only casualties getting moved down a rank. I mean, someone did get knocked off the list, so I guess they're also casualty, but anyways. Finally, we have the top attack and rares tier list. Playful Jade enters the list at number 8, knocking down Lion Garb or Cloud Calling, I cannot remember what they called it. Oops. Anyway, that Vil and School Uniform Idia are down 1 rank. Now that that's out of the way, let's briefly go over this month's schedule. In the beginning of the month, we have the Spectral Soiree showcase. In the middle, we have Jack's birthday and the Track and Field showcase. And at the end of the month, we've got Trey's birthday and Playful Land's Miraculous Marionettes. I've already covered the Spectral Soiree cards in a previous video, link will be in the description and the iCard. So, let's move on to Bloom Birthday Jack. Jack is an SSR defense unit. His max HP is 15,621 and his max attack is 4,503. Jack has a super solid HP stat, being above average in both categories. His attack, because of that, is below both categories. His spell 1 is Forest Strike, his spell 2 is Water Shot 2, and after some building, it turns into Aqua Wave 2, and his spell 3 is Void Shot 2. So what are my exam rankings for Jack? My rankings don't take skills into account, so I have extra things to say about this, but my rankings are D for floor exams, B for fire, and C for water, sort of. I think he'll actually be a lot better for water exams than fire because of his skills. For skills, he's got Flora damage boost and damage cut. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor Flora damage boost to allies for 1 turn. At level 5, it's modest, and at level 10, it maxes out at major. On spell 3, he starts off with a minor damage cut to foe for 1 turn. It scales the exact same way as the Flora damage boost, so at level 5 it's modest, and level 10 is major. His duo magic partner is Deuce with a minor power boost. His other buddies are Vil with a modest HP boost, and Kalim who gives him a minor HP boost. In order to groovy Jack, you'll need to get him to power level 40 and Vignette level 3. Grooving doesn't use many Thaumarks, but it'll cost 5 Wolf Candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 3 perfumes, so the more copies you get, the less perfumes you'll be using. He needs green, blue, and gray items. Each spell individually needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 380,000 Thalmarks to be built. In total, fully maxing out his spells is going to cost 954,000 Thalmarks. So let's briefly chat about some alternatives for this Jack. My suggestions are Birthday Boy Apple, Galgator Leona, Suitor Suit Lilia, and PE Uniform Riddle. Like I said before, Jack will be a pretty good option for water exams because he has Flora damage boost. It's going to strengthen your Flora teams and make them hit harder. Jack is going to be a great addition to Flora teams, not just because of that, but he's also going to be giving some great HP padding for teams. Like Spectral Soiree, I've also covered both track cards before. I'll link those videos for you guys since I don't have them on my computer, so I can't just shove them in here. Jade is an R attack unit. His max HP is 5,212, and his max attack is 5,313. Jade's HP is kind of garbage. I feel mean saying it, but it's drastically under average for all cards and other rare cards. Like, it's not great. His attack is a lot better because of that, but while it's a whole lot higher for other R cards, it's basically on par with average for all cards. It's just a little higher, but yeah, it's a little oofies, I'm not gonna lie. His spell 1 is Water Shot, and his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2. How useful is this card gonna be in exams? Here's my rankings. For floor exams, I give this card an F, a B for Fire, and X for Water. For skills, he's got Damage Boost and Power Drain. On spell 1 at level 5, it's a minor damage boost to caster for 1 turn. Over on spell 2, on level 5, he gains a tiny power drain on foe for 1 turn. His only buddy is Jack with a minor power boost. In order to groovy Jade, you'll need to get him to power level 20 and vignette level 2. Grooving doesn't use Thalmarks, but it'll cost 1 playful dress. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 R Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 10 perfume. You can also purchase extra copies in the event shop if you want to uncap him that way. Each spell will need 351 notepads, 86 textbooks, 13 grimoires, and 79,400 Thalmarks. Spell 1 needs these in blue items, and spell 2 needs red. In total, that's going to cost 158,000 Thalmarks. Jack is an R attack unit. His max HP is 5,431, and his max attack is 5,105. Jack's HP is way below average of both categories, but his attack is a bit different. It's above the R average, so that's nice, but it's just a smidge under the all cards average. But yeah, it's at the all cards average basically. His spell 1 is Fire Shot, and his spell 2 is Leash Shot 2. Here's my exams rankings for Jack. B for Flora exams, X for Fire, and F for Water. He's okay for Flora, but anything else? For skills, he's got Power Boost and Damage Boost. On spell 1 at level 5, he gains a minor power boost to caster for 1 turn. Over on spell 2, he gets a tiny damage boost to caster for 1 turn. His only buddy is Lilia with a modest power boost. Alright, so let's talk about building starting with the basics. In order to groovy Jack, you'll need to get him to power level 20 and vignette level 2. Grooving doesn't use many Thalmarks, but it will cost 1 playful dress. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 R Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 10 perfume, so the more copies you purchase in the event shop, you'll be using 10 less perfume. Now for spells. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 86 textbooks, 13 grimoires, and 79,400 Thalmarks. Spell 1 needs these in red items, and spell 2 needs green. In total, that's going to cost 158,000 Thalmarks. Lilia is an R defense unit. His max HP is 10,057, and his max attack is 2,094. Lilia's HP is at the all cards average, which is fantastic. It's way above the R average. But his attack, unsurprisingly, is pretty bad because of that, being super under not just the all cards average, but the R average as well. He's a great budget healer, and I use him a lot, but he does not hit hard at all. His spell 1 is Void Shot, and his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2. How useful is this card going to be in exams? Here's my rankings. For floor exams, I give this card a B, a C for Fire, and X for Water. He's good for budget healing, and really, he shines the best in floor exams. For skills, he's got HP regeneration and damage cut. On spell 1, he only gets his skill at level 5. It's a minor HP regeneration for 3 turns. It doesn't grow at all. Spell 2 is kind of the same deal where he only gets something at level 5. He gets a tiny damage cut to foe for 1 turn. His only buddy is Trey with a modest HP boost. Alright, so let's talk about building starting with the basics. In order to groovy Lilia, you'll need to get him to power level 20 and vignette level 2. Grooving doesn't use so many Thalmarks, but it'll cost 1 playful dress. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 Our Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 10 perfume, so the more copies you get, you'll be using 10 less perfume. You can purchase extra copies in the event shop. Now we got spells. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 186 textbooks, 13 grimoires, and 79,400 thou marks. Spell 1 needs these in gray items, and spell 2 needs red. In total, that's going to cost 158,000 thou marks. Trey is an R balance unit. His max HP is 7,891, and his max attack is 3,822. Trey's HP is at the R average, and his attack is just a little bit under. His spell 1 is Water Shot, and his spell 2 is Water Shot 2. How useful is this card going to be in exams? Here's my rankings. S for Fire, C for Water, and do not even think of using him in floor exams. He will die. As a mono water unit, he's going to be a great budget option for fire exams. He'll also be decent for water too, but yeah, don't use him in Flora, like he's gonna die. And then you're gonna be responsible for that, and that's gonna be sad. For skills, he's got damage cut and evasion boost. On spell 1 at level 5, he has a minor damage cut to foes for 1 turn. Over on spell 2, he gets a tiny evasion to caster for 1 turn. His only buddy is Jade with a modest HP boost. So, building. In order to groovy Trey, you'll need to get into power level 20 and vignette level 2. Grooving doesn't use up any thou marks, but it'll cost 1 playful dress. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 SR Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 10 perfume, so the more copies you get from the event shop, you'll be using 10 less perfume. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 86 textbooks, 13 grimoires, and 79,400 thou marks. Spell 1 needs these in blue items, and spell 2 needs blue. So because he needs all blue items, you're going to be using a lot of them. In total, that's going to cost 158,000 thou marks. Floyd is an SR attack unit. His max HP is 5,847, and his max attack is 5,961. Floyd's HP is awful. It's extremely below the all cards and SR averages. His attack is above average for both of those categories, because low HP. But frankly, I don't feel like it's the fairest exchange. Like, look at these differences. His attack is above, yes, and it's an alright amount, but the differences between the HP and both averages is honestly super depressing. Like, it just doesn't feel like a fair trade-off to me. His spell 1 is Flame Blast, and his spell 2 is Water Shot 2. Let's talk viability in exams. I'd give this card an F for floor exams, B for fire, and X for water. Yeah, I'd really only use him for fire exams personally. For skills, he's got Curse and Power Drain. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor curse on foes for 2 turns. At level 5, he gets a minor power drain on foes for 1 turn. He has nothing on spell 2. Everything is on spell 1. His buddies are Jade with a modest power boost, and Apple, who gives him a minor HP boost. In order to groovy Floyd, you'll need to get him to power level 30 and vignette level 2. Grooving doesn't use up thou marks, but it'll cost 3 playful dress. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 SR Awakening perfumes. You can also get extra copies of him in the event shop if that's how you would prefer to uncap him. You can do either way, it doesn't really matter, just depends on what you like. Now we got spells. Each spell needs 276 notepads, 253 textbooks, 31 grimoires, and 145,100 thou marks. Spell 1 needs these in red items, and spell 2 needs blue. In total, this is going to cost 290,200 thou marks. So let's go on to our first banner, Leona and Ace. Leona is an SR defense unit, his max HP is 10,561, and his max attack is 4,450. Leona's HP is above average in both categories, but his attack is below. His spell 1 is Void Shot and later Zero Ray, and his spell 2 is Water Shot 2. So how does he hold up for exams? I'd give this card an X for floor exams, B for fire, and C for water. For skills, he's got HP Restoration and Power Drain. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor HP Restoration. At level 5, it's modest. Over on spell 2, on level 5, he gets a minor Power Drain on foes for 1 turn. His buddies are Riddle with a minor power boost, and Ortho who gives him a modest HP boost. So building. In order to groovy Leona, you'll have to get him to power level 30 and vignette level 2. Grooving doesn't use up thou marks, it costs 3 lion candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 SR Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 10 perfume, so the more copies you pull, you'll be using 10 less perfume. He is not available in the event shop. None of these cards will be available in the event shop, so that kinda sucks. But anyways. So spells. Each spell needs 276 notepads, 253 textbooks, 31 grimoires, and 145,100 thou marks. Spell 1 needs these in gray items, and spell 2 needs blue. In total, this is going to cost 290,200 thou marks. Ace is an SSR balance unit. His max HP is 11,891, and and his max attack is 6,072. Ace's stats are average for an SSR. They're obviously above average for all cards, but his stats are solid and in the middle of the road when it comes to all SSRs. His spell 1 is Force Strike, his spell 2 is Leaf Shot 2 and later Force Strike 2, and his spell 3 is Water Shot 2. When it comes to exams, I'd give this card a C for Flora exams, F for Fire, and S for Water. Because Ace is mono Flora from the get-go, he's going to be a great choice for water exams. Not to mention, he's a healer, which is also extremely good. For skills, he's got HP Restoration, Power Drain, and Damage Boost. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor HP Restoration. At level 5, he gains a minor Power Boost to caster for 1 turn. He has nothing on level 5. On spell 3, he starts off with a minor damage boost to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, it's Modest, and at level 10, it's Major. His dual magic partner is Vil, who gives him a modest power boost. His other buddies are Azul with a minor HP boost, and Silver with a minor HP boost. I really need to look over these better in the future. So let's talk about building. In order to Groovy Ace, you'll need to get him to power level 40 and Vignette level 3. Grooving doesn't use many Thal Marks, but it'll cost 5 Heart Candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR Awakening Perfumes. Each uncap costs 3 perfume, so the more copies you pull, you'll be using 3 less perfume. Each spell will need 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 318,000 Thal Marks. Spell 1 needs these in green, spell 2 also needs green, and spell 3 will need blue. So because spells 1 and 2 both need green items, you're going to be using a lot of them, so this is how much you'll need if you want to max out both of those. You'll need 702 notepads, 506 textbooks, and 222 grimoires. In total, this is going to cost 954,000 Thal Marks. Let's quickly go over alternatives for this ace. My suggestions are Dorm Leona, since he's mono Flora and his dual magic with Vil, Birthday Boy Jade, since he has a lot of the same skills and spells as Ace, Labware Rook as a budget SR alternative, and PE Uniform Apple as a budget mono Flora healing unit. That was a really hard sentence to say. Ace is going to be a great card for exams because mono unit, and he also has healing. Also, the card art for this Groovy is adorable, but yeah, like, as long as you're mindful of where you put him because again, mono unit, he'll work well for you. Kate is an SR attack unit. His max HP is 7,119, and his max attack is 6,018. Kate is honestly like Floyd, where the HP is super below average and the attack is above, but the attack just isn't high enough to make up for such an oof HP. His spell 1 is Water Shot and later Aqua Wave, and his spell 2 is Leaf Shot 2. Now let's talk viability and exams. I'd give this card an X for Flora exams, F for Fire, and B for Water. I don't really have a lot to say for this card for exams. He's alright. That's it though. For skills, he's got Power Boost twice. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a modest Power Boost to caster for 1 turn. And that's it. It doesn't grow at all. Over on spell 2, he starts off with nothing. On level 5, he gains a minor Power Boost to caster for 1 turn. His buddies are Kalim with a modest Power Boost, and Idia who gives him a minor HP boost. In order to Groovy Kate, you'll need to get him to power level 30 and Vignette level 2. Grooving doesn't use many Thal Marks, but it'll cost 3 Diamond Candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 SR Awakening Perfumes. Each uncap costs 10 perfume, so the more copies you pull, you'll be using 10 less perfume. Now we got spells. Each spell needs 276 notepads, 253 textbooks, 31 grimoires, and 145,100 Thal Marks. Spell 1 needs these in blue items, and Spell 2 needs green. In total, that's going to cost 290,200 Thal Marks. Ortho is an SSR defense unit. His max HP is 14,171, and his max attack is 5,120. Ortho's HP is way above average for both SSR and all cards. His attack is below average for both categories, but I do want to point out that he's just barely under the all cards average, so honestly, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. His spell 1 is Aqua Wave, his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2 and later Flame Blast 2, and his spell 3 is Void Shot 2. When it comes to exams, I'd give this card a C for Flora exams, B for Fire, and D for Water. He's alright for Flora and Fire exams, but he doesn't really blow me away or anything. He's alright. For skills, he's got Power Drain and Damage Boost. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a tiny Power Drain on foes for 1 turn. At level 5 it's minor, and that's the max. On spell 3, you have to build him to level 5 to get anything. There, he gains a minor Power Drain on foe for 1 turn, and at level 10 he gets a minor damage boost for 1 turn. His dual magic partner is Leona with a modest HP boost, his other buddies are Jamil with a minor HP boost, and Jade who gives him a minor power boost. So let's talk about building, starting with the basics. In order to Groovy Ortho, you'll need to get him to power level 40 and Vignette level 3. Grooving doesn't use many Thou marks, but it'll cost 5 soul candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 3 perfumes, so the more copies you get, you'll be using 3 less perfume. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 318,000 Thou marks. Spell 1 needs these in blue items, Spell 2 needs red, and Spell 3 will need gray items. In total, this is going to cost 954,000 Thou marks. So let's talk about alternatives. My recommendations are Birthday Bloom Riddle as a spell match option, Birthday Jacket Idia as a sort of skill match option, Gallicator Silver as the SR budget option, and School Uniform Azul as the R budget option. Admittedly, I can't think of specific roles for this Ortho. His skills are helpful but not rare, and since he has a variety of spells, he's kinda good for most teams since you have a few spell options to play around with. Vil is an SR defense unit. His max HP is 10,463, and his max attack is 4,487. Vil's HP is above average in both categories, but his attack is below. His spell 1 is Zero Ray, and his spell 2 is Fleet Shot 2. So exams. I'd give this card a C for floor exams, X for fire, and B for water. He's alright. Yeah, that's kind of it. He's serving, but I can't say he's like anything beyond average for flora and water exams. For skills, he's got Power Drain. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor Power Drain on foes for 1 turn. At level 5, it's for 3 turns, and that's it. It doesn't grow anymore. There's also nothing on spell 2. This is it. This is what he has. His buddies are Ace with a modest HP boost, and Malleus who gives him minor power boost. In order to groovy Vil, you'll have to get him to power level 30 and Vignette level 2. Grooving doesn't use Thou marks, it'll use 3 crown candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 SR Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 10 perfumes, so the more copies you pull, you'll be using 10 less perfume. Each spell needs 276 notepads, 253 textbooks, 31 grimoires, and 145,100 Thou marks. Spell 1 needs these in gray items, and Spell 2 needs green. In total, that's going to cost 290,200 Thou marks. Kalim is an SSR attack unit. His max HP is 9,741, and his max attack is 7,175. Kalim's HP is below average and compared to other SSRs, it's super below average. It's also below average for all cards, but his attack is super high, being above average in both those categories. His spell 1 is Force Strike, his spell 2 is Void Shot 2 and later Zero Ray 2, and his spell 3 is Fire Shot 2. When it comes to exams, I'd give this card a C for floor exams, D for fire, and C for water. So for this card, while yes, he's ranked as average basically, that's only really when it comes to spells. His spell 3 has a really good skill though. I'd say he's pretty useful, but it's kinda situational, so let's talk about that. For skills, he's got Power Boost, Nullify Freeze, and Power Boost again. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor Power Boost to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, it's for 3 turns, and at level 10, it maxes out at Modest for 3 turns. On spell 3, he starts off with a Nullify Freeze to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, it's Nullify Freeze to allies for 1 turn, and at level 10, he gets a minor Power Boost to caster for 1 turn. His duo magic partner is Kate with a modest HP boost. His other buddies are Lilia with a minor Power Boost, and Ruggy who gives him a minor HP boost. In order to groovy Kalim, you'll need to get him to power level 40 and Vignette level 3. Grooving doesn't use many Thou marks, but it'll cost 5 headdress candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 3 perfume, so the more copies you pull, you'll be using 10 less perfume. Each spell will need 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 318,000 Thou marks. Spell 1 needs using green items, Spell 2 needs gray, and Spell 3 will need red items. In total, this is going to cost 954,000 Thou marks. Okay, so alternatives time. My choices are Track Jersey Jack as a sort of spell match option, Lab Coat Trey as a skill match option, Ceremonial Robes Kalim as the SR budget option, and Beans Camo Jamil as the R budget option. Although he's not a mono unit, because of that void he'll be pretty solid for exams, and also for battles where the enemy has freeze. I have this card on JP and honestly I mostly use him for exams. His spells give him a bit of flexibility on what exams he can go into and not die in. But yeah, that's really the only time I use him. He's not my usual teams for battles when it comes to, story and stuff. Yeah, I really only use him for exams. Trey is an SSR defense unit. His max HP is 13,758, and his max attack is 5,251. Honestly, both of his stats are great. His HP is insanely good, being above both the SSR average and all cards averages. His attack is still above the all cards average, but is lower than the SSR average. Still though, the difference isn't that drastic, to be honest. His spell 1 is Aqua Wave, his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2 and later Flame Blast 2 if you build it, and his spell 3 is Leash Shot 2. For exams, here's how I'd rank Trey. C for Flora, B for Fire, and D for Water. For skills, he's got Evasion Boost twice and Power Drain. On spell 1, level 1, he has a minor Evasion Boost to cast it for 1 turn. At level 5, he gains a minor Power Drain on foe for 1 turn. On spell 3, he starts off with a minor Evasion Boost to cast it for 1 turn. At level 5, it's modest, and that's as far as it goes. His duo magic partner is Ruggy with a modest HP boost. His other buddies are Malleus with a minor power boost, and Jamil who gives him a minor HP boost. Alright, so let's talk about building, starting with the basics. In order to groovy Trey, you'll need to get him to power level 40 and Vignette level 3. Grooving will cost 5 Clover Candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR Awakening perfumes, with each uncapped costing 3 perfume. Now we got spells. For building his spells, he's gonna need green, red, and blue items. Each spell individually needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 380,000 Thalmarks to be fully built. In total, it costs 954,000 Thalmarks. My suggestions for alternative units to this Trey are Dorm Uniform Epple for spell matching, Birthday Bloom Sebek for an exact skill match, Tropical Wear Ace as an SR budget option, and School Uniform Vil as an R budget option. If you need evasion boost, Trey's a super solid option. It's nice no matter what spells you have him set to, he's always going to have evasion boost. You don't have to pick and choose, like he's just gonna have it. He's also gonna be great for HP padding too. I think the evasion is a lot more enticing, but you can usually never go wrong with some HP padding. I'm so excited for Playful Land. I love this event, and there's a lot of cards in this event that I use pretty regularly, so I'm really excited my card roster is gonna get a little boost too. Thank you everyone for watching, and a very special thank you to my channel members and Twitch subs. Your support helps me to continue to make these videos. If you'd like early access to my videos, consider becoming a channel member. Patrons and Ko-fi members can get my scripts early before I record them. I livestream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Thanks again guys, and I'll see y'all later.